Guy, thank you for joining us.
Howard, thank you for having me.
Yeah. Again, congratulations on the award. It's one of the biggest awards in the county to be named Business of the Year. So, congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's quite an honor. I'm incredibly honored for my company to be recognized as 2020 Chamber Award winner. So, and Business of the Year. So yeah. I mean, I never pretty honored. So to say.
Yeah, nobody that goes into business necessarily, you're not doing it to win awards. So, I'm sure it's gratifying.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
So, Guy, I'm going to start a slideshow. We kind of talked before what we got going here, and
Okay. Yeah. I can see it. Yeah. Um, Interesting story. I'll cut it short because it's rather long. I owned not a used, what am I saying? I owned a car wash with my cousin Jason, and a gentleman from Ontario, Canada, came to town, and we were cleaning his cars for him. And that gentleman's name was John Strickland. And I hit it off with him right away. And after a month's time, he asked me if I wanted to come work for him. And at the time, I was 21 or 22 years old. And I thought, sounded interesting, but I didn't really know anything about cars. And I'll never forget this. He said, I don't want you to work for me because you know cars. I want you to work for me because of you. And I thought to myself, you know, what, I didn't really, I kind of thought, oh, okay, yeah, thanks. Excuse me. Thanks for that compliment, but I didn't really understand where he was going with it. And uh, needless to say, I talked to a few people. I said, I'm interested. I like what this guy has to say. And I always thought that I could do something else. I could do something other than what I'm doing. And I never felt like this would be what I was currently doing would be my career. I thought, there's something more. There's something more for me. And going with him certainly has led me to here. And I'm certainly very thankful that he gave me the opportunity and taught me the business. And yeah, so that was my beginning, and that was back in 1999. So in 1999, I worked for him, and um, from there, I worked for him for 3.5 years. I met my current, my wife, and I needed to come back to Batavia because at that time I was working in Batavia and working in Ontario, New York, and working in Stratford, Ontario, Canada, and that got to be a lot of travel, and I was away from my wife, and I didn't want that. So I came back, took a job locally, and when this opportunity arose in 2005, um, I actually got brought to me by my uncle. My uncle Jerry had mentioned, "Hey, Bob Mullen is thinking about retiring and selling. It might be a nice opportunity there for you instead of, my plan was, oh, I'll just build a building and I'll buy some cars, and and my uncle had said, "Why don't you take a look and see what his place has to offer? Maybe you can get it all under one roof." And at the time, it was just sales. That's all I wanted to do was sell cars. It's all I really, it's what I knew, at that point. I had 6 years in the industry, and I thought, yeah, this is what I enjoy. And when you do something you enjoy, you wake up every day and you're happy. That's when I realized this is what I'm going to do. This is my career, and I think I could be. I can be successful at it. So I bought the place in 2005 from Bob Mullen, and he was great to deal with. And I had a vision. I had an idea on what I wanted, and I just had to put everything I had in my mind. I had to put it to work. And I don't want to fast forward on you 16 years, but looking at this image now, you can see this was my vision. This was my dream, and yeah, I'm very proud of it. I mean, it's been a long road, and business is not for everyone, and it's a lot of work. So I'm very proud of how far we've come, and how far this business has come. So I guess that would be. Oh yeah, absolutely. There's my cousin Joe, Mike, Melissa. Yeah, there's the three of us. That was taken when this first edition happened in 2013. So we're all about 8 years younger there. And if you can see, and it's funny that I look now, see how close that car is on Joe's right ear. Um, we've expanded this lot so many times that you wouldn't be able to see the end of my lot now from Joe's ear. The car is kind of that close, and now it's probably it's an acre away. Where looking out, but Melissa, to get to back to where we were, Melissa started with me day one in 2005. We actually started out of my home, and I would think it was July of '05. We started the preparing and planning, and it took us 3 to 4 months preparing and planning in my home before we closed on this business. We closed in October of '05, October 14th. That's when we took possession of the building, and thereafter, my cousin Joe joined us, and I believe it was April of 2007. So, yeah, he was employee actually number three, because Bob stayed on with me when we closed on the building. He stayed on for a year or so, and then Joe joined us. So we have a lot of history. This year, if I'm not mistaken, it would be Joe's 14 or 14 year, and Melissa certainly is into 16. So it's been a long road, but the three of us have stuck together through it all. So yeah, everyone thinks that. I don't even correct them. I just, yeah, my brother Joe, yeah. But yeah, Melissa and Joe have been with me a very long time. Melissa, like I said, was employee number one. And she is family. She is absolutely my family. She's at all the birthdays, christenings. I mean, I have three sisters, three older sisters, but she would be my fourth. So absolutely, she's family. My cousin Joe, obviously, he's family. Um, and I think that's one of the things that has separated this business. I think it's the people. The people we have here are, I couldn't be more proud. It just gets better every hire. So yeah, we sell. You know, someone told me once that to be successful in business, you have to do so many things right, and it's true. You couldn't say there's one thing over another, but I can say this. One thing that we do that maybe separates us is every person, every deal that we have certainly, um, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. Somebody walked by my office. Like, what's Guy doing? Um, what sets us apart is we really, really work hard for our people, and you can see that. Thank you. Um, we really work hard, and we really want to make every transaction a pleasurable one. And I really take it personal. I know business, it shouldn't be, but I treat it personally, and I take it personally. So I think that's one thing that separates us. I really want everyone's um, interaction with my company to be a good one, and I also respond to every um, positive and negative review that may come our way. Obviously the positive ones are fantastic, and I love to get them, and I respond, thanking our customers. And our negative ones, I also too, I'll respond, and I want to make each person's a time with us a good one. And I, it, there's a lot of things that we do that I think you know set us apart or just make this business successful. But a lot of the little things, I had a poster when when we started this business. My wife got me a few that I found inspirational. One of them I'll never forget. It says the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. So I don't forget that. And there have been times when I don't want to give that extra, but I think about that poster from 2005 that hung on my office wall, and I think, well, I got to give that little extra, and I continue to do so. And a lot of that is for any business to be successful. I think you need to wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. It's continuously doing the right things to that breed success. So I think we do that. Yeah, absolutely. So, okay, excellent. So, with growth, that's funny. This is in 2013 when we first expanded our offices. As you can see, I'm over there in the showroom with my long hair. um, I look ridiculous. um, yeah, I went through a little phase. I still think it's cool, but sometimes I look back and think to myself, what? What? But anyway, so you could see in that window, there are actually offices. That wood door is our bathroom. To the left of me is our kitchen. So our showroom was not complete yet. So this was tough. It was a tough time because in 2013 we were growing, and I'm wanted again. I got to hit ignore. Hang on one second. Where is it? Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. The phone calls. Um, so in 2013, when we began to grow, we were doing more volume, and the setup of our old office space was not set up for volume. So you couldn't have multiple people coming in and out of the dealership. I wish I had some old photos ready to show you how things were, but they were not right for volume sales. So we had people coming through. The old offices were set up where there was a little waiting room in the front, and you had to walk through the little waiting room into Melissa's office, into Joe's office, and then into my office. And it was just awkward. So what we did was build onto the front, right? And then we gutted our old office space. And I'm thinking, did we cut into there? Well, we did. So see where that bay is. That's obviously no longer. We cut into there as well, and that's currently office space. But back then, it just was not good for volume sales, and we started to sell volume. And that's in 2013 when we really started to grow. In 14 and 15, I think we added on again. But this construction here was of the front office, and then we cut into our old office to make one big office so that you could have more than, let's say, 5 people in at a time. And it was a good problem to have, right? Whenever you're, I guess that's the best time to expand is when you're busting at the seams. And we were busting at the seams. So um, I remember vividly that, it was time. There was a need. So that was in 2013, though, that front office construction. So, oh, absolutely. Yeah, I was very excited about it. I mean, um, I was excited too because it just was it was new. And not only was the building new, but my business was new. Without going into great detail, um, the growth, and we're still growing today. I mean, the last 8 years have been growth. I mean, we're still growing. So just thinking back to that time and looking at these images, just, I mean, it brings me back. I've been here, 15 and a half years. So it's been a lot of my life here. And just looking at these images, it brings me back. So, um, yeah, there, oh. And there's our company today, this image. Yeah, from Melissa, Joe, and myself. Now, I mean, yeah, this is absolutely. I mean, it's. I mean, I'm looking at the image now. 14 full-time employees, and just yeah, it's been a long road, but one that I would travel underwater to. I mean, to make again. It's been a wonderful ride. Yeah. I, you know, hard to say. I would probably point to my parents on that. Just the way I was raised, but even more so than that, I just feel the sense of responsibility um, to our community to make it better. And I honestly enjoy it. I really do. I just enjoy it. I'm happy to do it. I like being involved. Um, I'm born and bred Batavia. It's my home. It'll always be my home. And I think making it a better place for all of us is something that I enjoy doing. So if I get a call like, hey, can you help with this? Or hey, would you like to? Yeah, I'd absolutely like to. Because I have 4 kids, and I feel very much committed to this community, and I'm going to be here, and I'm not going anywhere. And I think that's just, I don't know, it just makes me happy to help and you know to be a part.
That's probably not up.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. So some of the things you've been involved in is the Michael Napoleon Foundation, Crossroads House, and I think you play in some charity golf tournaments, right? Haven't I seen you out there?
yeah. There's a bunch of them. I mean, from the Michael Hausnick to the Michael Tenebruso to whatever there is that I enjoy that. I enjoy helping and whatever I can do to, even a small part, I'm happy to. And from the kids, with the sporting events and even to the adults with the Batavia Men's Hockey League or what have you, I'm happy to sponsor. I'm happy to give back, and I'm happy to you know to be honestly to be a blessing in the community. I just feel like it's important.
Yeah.
It's important to do our part. So that's it.
One of the things I remember is early on when we were getting to know each other is you and Joe eager to get me out to cover the men's hockey league.
Yeah, I think my cousin Joe a little more so than I, but yeah, we'd love to have you out there. Hey, did you realize that Pellegrino Auto Sales is in it for the championship this year? We're gonna need a little coverage. Yeah,
That's great.
that's great.
So what's next for Pellegrino Auto Sales? What do you forecast?
You know, we're still growing, so I wish I had the crystal ball, but I know if I keep doing what I'm doing now, honestly, the sky's the limit. And I don't mean to sound like, oh, I'm gonna, take over the world. No, it's just keep doing what you do day in and day out. If you're doing the right things, you're going to be successful. You're going to grow. You can. I don't have a, I know right now I'm at full capacity here. So will there be another construction down the road? Probably. Uh, would I be willing to put a time frame on it? No, I don't know. Every time we seem to bust at the seams is the time to make the move. And my planning isn't that far in advance. It's probably 3 to 6 months. I'm like, well, I'm at full capacity. I got to make a move. And we've done that each and every time. I mean, from, those construction pictures you showed were of the front office. And, that is what started and catapulted the back. But in the meantime, I also put on a 7-bay service shop and a 2-bay detail shop. And the photos aren't there, but um, I've added on to the lot probably 6 to 10 times. I mean, um, Rick Pashanik has got more cuts in this lot than, I know what to do with, but we just keep cutting and adding and squaring and cutting and moving. And, so we're just going to continue to grow and continue to do what we do. And at this point, I'm excited about it. I get more excited every year because I'm having more fun every year. So I guess when you're having fun and you're doing good business, it's I enjoy what I do. So
That's great to hear, Joe. Is there anything else you wanted to that we haven't touched on that you wanted to bring up?
no, not for me. I'm just I'm thankful for being recognized. It's a huge honor, and when we were in our a Zoom with the winners, Tammy Hathaway, who won Geneseo of the Year through the Chamber of Commerce, L&M and UMMC. And when she was on that Zoom, she said something that struck a chord with me. I'm in here with these heavyweights. And I thought to myself, heavyweight, wow, just nice to be in the same circle and to be mentioned, my business. Honestly, I'm just very honored and humbled, and thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you. It's quite an honor.
That's good. Again, congratulations. I think it's well deserved. I've known you just about as long as anybody in town since we came here, and it's been
Yes.
a pleasure working with you. So again, congratulations.
Thank you, Howard. I appreciate it.
So this is Howard Owens, publisher of the Batavian. We've done another interview with a Chamber of Commerce Award winner for 2020. This time, Pellegrino Auto Sales for Business of the Year. We've got 2 more interviews, one tomorrow at 2 and another Friday at 2. One of those is a different time, which I think tomorrow's might be a little earlier than 2. So be sure and tune in, and